Have you ever felt like you're trying to heal, but for whatever reason, it starts to feel worse instead of better? Like you doing the shedding, you cutting out the environment and the people that you're supposed to, but for whatever reason, you feel more lost, more lonelier, colder, depressed. Have you ever felt like that? Like, damn, I was called to do this thing called healing, but this shit sucks. Like, why does it feel like that? Family, nobody talks about this side, this aspect of the healing journey. Everybody in this society, for the most part, glamorizes the healing journey as if it's this easy thing that we're supposed to obtain as humans. No, we're going to talk about it today because I know what you're going through right now, and I know exactly what you're feeling. I know that it feels like all is lost and that you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just here to remind you, we're going to break this down today, family. You're on the right path. You're doing the right things. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Healing feels like loss before it feels like peace. It feels like you're being stripped of everything you've ever known. It's so frustrating for you, so lonely even for you at times. And you just feel like how do you shake this thing? How do you get to the next phase of the healing journey? There is no perfect answer, but what's helped me along my journey is to help me to realize that my journey and my process, your journey and your process is yours and yours alone. A lot of times the confusing aspects and the frustrating aspects and the depressive thoughts and feelings and emotions can come from thinking it is supposed to look a certain way. And what I've had to realize along my journey is that healing feels like loss. Growth feels like loss before it feels like peace. The indicator that you're on the right path are those emotions that I opened up with and told you I know you're going through. The darkness, the confusing thoughts, the beating yourself up, the overthinking, the not feeling good enough, the feeling of no matter what you do and no matter how consistent you do it, it just doesn't feel right or effective. I'm telling you that that feeling is a part of the journey. I'm just simply encouraging you today to start embracing that feeling. Embrace the discomfort. And it sounds cliche. I get it. There's a lot of oversaturated motivation centered around healing. This is not what that is. I'm telling you that once you embrace the darkness, the light shines through the darkness. Light doesn't exist without darkness. It doesn't exist without discomfort. Growth, healing, it doesn't exist without discomfort. Without this feeling, this overwhelming feeling of feeling stripped of everything you've ever known. You thought you knew at one point in your journey, but now you realize, damn, I didn't know shit. Like, and it starts to feel lonely. It starts to feel like, damn, you against the world, you against your family, you against your partner, you against your friends. You start to feel called to cut off friends that you've known for so long. And for you, I know that friend circle, you guys have had a great time. That family, you guys have had a great time. You guys have great memories together. But now, all of a sudden, because you've now embraced the healing journey, you start to feel called to cut these people off, cut these environments off. That's your indicator that you are on the right path. I know you feel heavy. I know you frustrated. And I'm just simply here as a vessel just to let you know, hey, I've been there. Your healing journey is supposed to look like exactly what it looks like. It's supposed to feel like exactly what you're going through right now. And it's time now, family. It's time. I'm just here to simply remind you that healing is supposed to feel like loss before it feels like peace. You're supposed to feel stripped. You're supposed to be going through that confusing element you're going through right now. Those depressive thoughts, those thoughts of wanting to give it all up, to give up the thing that you was called to do, to stop doing the thing that God, the universe, has called you to create. You're supposed to feel like you're in question because you've never done it before. You are no different than a child who is learning how to walk for the first time. Nobody in your family lineage has ever practiced with action what it actually looks like to heal. You doing something that you've never seen done before. So it's supposed to feel unfamiliar. It's supposed to feel like that. I'm just here to encourage you to embrace it. Walk towards it. Stop walking away from it. When you start to have those thoughts of, overthinking and starting to feel like, damn, why am I giving these people up? Why am I giving my friends up? Why don't I want to go to same places no more? Why don't I want to go out and club no more? Why do I want to cut off my friend circle who's been my friends, my besties for the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, childhood friends? Why don't I feel called to hang with these people no more? Why don't I feel called to be in the same environments? I'm telling you, those thoughts, that is your indicator that you are on the right path. This is not a sexy path. This is not a journey for the weak. This is not the path for those that are built to give up. If you were called to this journey, it is simply for one reason and one reason only. It's because you have been crowned the one person in your bloodline that's supposed to break this curse. You were called. And I know that's a heavy task and a heavy thought while you're in the midst of figuring it out. But I'm telling you from experience, familia, that this journey it becomes more rewarding the more you walk towards that darkness. The more you walk towards those thoughts that say, I'm not enough. That's where the thought that says, I am enough is birthed. Everything in life is birthed in darkness. A seed is birthed in darkness. You in your mom's womb, you were birthed in darkness. Everything that has light attached to it is birthed in darkness. So feeling worse doesn't actually mean that you failing. It doesn't mean you going the wrong way. Get out your head and get into your heart. What it actually means is you're becoming. And what you're becoming is more aware. You're no longer numb. You're no longer just living life on autopilot. You're no longer living life as though nothing matters. You've now been called to an arena that small few and in between have been called to. And it's because you're worthy. It is because you have the tools within to get through this. You know you can get through this. Are you going through a breakup right now? Are you going through confusing times with your emotions, with your thoughts, with your mental health? Did you just lose a job? Are you getting kicked out of your house? Are you trying to figure out what's your next venture? Did something just fall and crumble before you that you just knew it was going to be forever? Whatever that is for you, remember who you are. Remember, at this point right now while you're watching this video, I want you to close your eyes, family, and think about every single time. Think about every single moment, every single experience that you've ever been through. You've gotten through it, or you wouldn't be here watching this video. You have more than enough experience, more than enough wisdom, more than enough to get through this. Outgrowing people feels weird, doesn't it? It feels weird to outgrow people that you were once so sure was going to be a part of your life and your journey forever. It feels so weird and so strange to outgrow environments and even conversations. You can't even have the same conversations you once had. You're on the right path. Stay the course, because healing is messy. That's the reality of this conversation. That's the reality of what you're going through right now. It's messy. Healing is messy and it's chaotic. But last time I checked, family, so is art. So is every beautiful painting that has ever been created in human history. Every piece of art is messy. All it is a big mess. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It depends on who's looking at the art. How are you choosing to look at what you're going through? How are you choosing to view what you're going through right now? How are you choosing to look at it? When you decide to look at something with a certain lens, all you're doing is agreeing that that is the truth. When you look at your path and your journey and what you're going through right now, and you say, yo, this is fucked up. Nobody should have to go through this. When you start to ask yourself and ask the creator and ask your higher self and ask the universe, whatever that is you believe in, when you start to ask, why me? Why? I'm a good person. I have good intentions. Why do I have to go through this? When you start to ask those questions, I need you to remember in this mighty moment, family, that nobody else is more equipped than you to get through it. That's why you're going through it. That's why you. That's why you feel lonely. That's why you're going through depression. That's why you've been dealing with anxiety since you were 17 years old. That's why you've been called to go through it, because you have the life experiences that have equipped you and have molded you your entire life. Think about it. You have all of the experiences that have molded you for what you're going through right now. Rise. So you're not behind, family. You're just no longer numb. You're no longer blind. You're no longer just doing things and agreeing to things because they're available. No, you intentionalizing your life now. Now you intentionalizing your friend circle. That's the lens I need you to put on. Now you're intentionalizing where you work. Now you're intentionalizing who you give your energy to. Now you're intentionalizing what relationships, friendships are aligned with who you are becoming. You are becoming so aware that it is naturally canceling out anything and any person and anybody that is not. That's all that's going on with you right now. So give yourself grace in this season. Understand, family, understand, overstand that you going through this because you can get through it. And I'm going to be here with you every single step of the damn way, because I'm going through it with you actively right now. So no more overthinking. Stop doing that to yourself. Have you not been through enough pain? Have you not been through enough trauma? Why are you beating yourself up to know something that's never been taught to you? No one has ever shown you how to heal. Give yourself grace. Look at your journey and your path behind you so that you can be grateful fully and be fully grounded in who you are today. Nobody taught you how to do this shit. And yet here you are on YouTube looking at videos on how to heal, how to grow, how to shed, how to expand your spiritual knowledge. You're looking up things like this because you're being called to a height that your mom wasn't called to and she raised you, that your dad wasn't called to and he raised you, that your grandmother, your grandfather, your favorite uncles, your favorite aunties, none of them were called to do what you're doing right now. So that is the mindset to have when it comes to this journey. Nobody told you it was going to be perfect. Nobody. It's supposed to be messy, and it's been messy. It's supposed to be dark, and it's been dark. It's supposed to be confusing, and it's been confusing. It is supposed to be uncomfortable, and God knows right now, in the name of the Almighty Yah, you know how uncomfortable it is right now. So I just come to you today, family, to just remind you to keep going, keep going. I know what it looks like and I know what it feels like. Stay the course, keep going. All is well. Everything is working for you. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is working against you. So give yourself grace today, family. If you needed a space like this, if you've been looking, desiring, asking, dreaming, praying for a space like this, I need you to just join the community, because we got a lot more coming. And I'm finally committing to my calling of giving people the real, unapologetic truth centered around healing. So you on the right path. I love you. If you haven't heard it yet today, just know your main man, King Q, truly loves you, and we've never met. Come on, reach out, touch my hands, touch my hands, touch my hands. Till next time, family. Peace.